Bringing Twilight back. Yeah.
The Volturi don't know
How to act. Yeah. Hey everyone, it's Natasha and I'm here today with Miss PolandbananasBOOKS.
Hello.
And Miss Katytastic.
Hi.
Today we are doing the Twilight tag. Now this has been done before on the YouTubes, but it's been a couple years since people have done it, and I just thought we should do it again. Do it again.
We're bringing it back.
And the first question is, what movie and book is your favorite? Who wants to go?
I can start. Breaking Dawn is my favorite.
Book, movie.
And Breaking Dawn Part 2 is my favorite movie.
My favorite book was, I gotta go with Twilight. You gotta go with the first one.
I gotta go with the last one.
The last one. But I think my favorite movie is Twilight. I really did like Part 2.
See, I'm gonna say Eclipse and Eclipse.
Really?
Yeah.
Strange.
I wasn't a huge fan of the Breaking Dawn book.
Yeah, me either. Next question. What has your experience been like with Twilight? So this question is kind of like, how did you find the book? Did you hear about it before the movie, after the movie? Did you see the movies in theater? Blah, blah, blah. Were you a huge Twihard? Christine.
I listened to MuggleCast at work and they like mentioned Twilight, and then I was at Target looking for a book and then I saw the book with the hands and the apple and I was like, oh, this book looks familiar, I've seen it around. So then I got it. I read it and that was Twilight, and that was the summer before. It wasn't the summer, it was more like, you know, the beginning of spring, and then by Breaking Dawn time I had read all of the books, and then I read Breaking Dawn, and then I was so excited and my whole college room was plastered with Edward, and I was on a loop of reading Twilight for a long time.
So how old were you?
I just turned 18 like when Breaking Dawn came out.
I heard about Twilight through my friends. It was kind of like when Breaking Dawn was coming out, everyone was super excited, and I didn't get into the books. I talked about it before in a video, but I didn't get into the books until after Twilight came out. So everyone had already like gotten in the craze, but then I finally did it after the first movie, and I just was sucked into it. It was like Christmas break was like 2008, like sucked. And then I was sucked for 4 or 5 years.
I didn't get into the books until the Breaking Dawn, the book, had just come out. And I went to Walmart and I saw all the books sitting there. And I was like, this looks interesting. So I picked up the first one, went home, read it straight through that night, went back to Walmart the next day and bought the other 3 books. And then spent the weekend marathoning the other 3. And then I was like, there's a movie coming out, and I started to get into it.
This was before the first movie, right? So this was
Right before the first movie. Like, this was when the movie was being made.
It was being made. There was
like
a trailer when I finished like New Moon or something.
Yeah, and there were like stickers on the books that said like, soon to be a major motion picture.
It was like the first books I got like for Christmas present.
My mom got me Twilight the book as a Christmas present when Breaking Dawn was in theaters. It's like, thanks,
Did
Mom.
she know you had read it?
She wasn't like paying attention. She's like, I know you like young adult books. Here.
The third question is, who is your favorite character out of the entire series?
My favorite character is Edward Cullen.
Really?
Yeah, how could it not be? Like now looking back, maybe I could pick someone else, but Edward was my favorite.
So my favorite character is Emmett Cullen. I don't know, I've always
Surprise.
I've always loved it. It was mostly because Cullen. I think that's why. I mean,
Yeah.
My favorite book character and favorite movie character.
Fine, okay. Okay,
Movie
favorite
character Charlie.
Yeah.
What character?
Charlie.
Movie, he said?
Charlie, he's probably like the best out of like the whole thing. My favorite book character is always love Alice. I always want her as a best friend. Like I remember I tried to like superimpose Alice onto my best friend. I'm like, you're Alice, you're my Alice. And then my favorite movie character is Emmett because Cullen loves.
I think my favorite book character is Edward. My favorite movie character, I really loved Garrett. Like
Garrett.
Lee Pace.
I just loved it.
Lee
Like,
Pace.
he was so great in the movie.
I love Lee Pace forever.
I really liked who they cast.
Yeah, I think they cast a lot of cool people for the Random
one.
Vampires.
Even the Volturi.
Dakota
Fanning.
Fanning.
Yeah, I like Dakota Fanning.
They're crowning Jewel Dakota Fanning. The crowning glory of the Twilight elves. Yeah, we had to go to Panic. We're classy.
The fourth one is a big question. It was a huge question when Twilight was huge. Team Edward? Team Jacob?
I always thought this question was so stupid because like she's married to Edward, so there is no Team Jacob.
But there was the teams. There were teams.
Yeah, I know, but I was just like so annoyed by it because there really wasn't. She picks Edward. The whole time she's pining over Edward. Jacob's like,
please like me, but she's like, but I really, really am obsessed with Edward, so no.
like there's never any point where she's like, I think I like Jacob better. Like never.
Well, the kiss.
The kiss was Jacob manipulating her.
Yeah.
She was like dumb.
And that wasn't, I think I like Jacob better. That was like
Jacob's gonna kill himself, so I feel bad.
Yeah, I was like, I do like Jacob.
Yeah.
It's like, he's alright.
The pity kiss. The pity
Or like,
kiss.
I could settle for Jacob.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we obviously all
I'm with
we're
Christine.
all
I don't
Edward.
understand Team Jacob.
No, there were so many people
There were.
who were Team Jacob.
Well, you know when that happened? When Taylor Lautner was cast.
Yeah.
He was like really cute and Abby. Fangirling so much over Taylor Lautner, like it was just like I was like, am I Team Jacob?
I remember being
Like,
so mad that he was short.
Wait. You remember that interview? This is like my favorite thing. That interview on Tyra Banks where they did, like,
my
the
gosh,
pie eating or
yes.
something. What was that? Was like my favorite thing ever. Like I was like, oh my god, I can't right now. I love that.
I liked it when they gave them the thongs.
I don't remember any of this stuff.
well,
I was like not in the fandom. Like I liked Twilight.
Yeah,
I
like,
liked
that was the
movies,
first
but I
fandom.
wasn't involved in the fandom.
It was the first fandom that I was completely involved in. Like Harry Potter, I didn't have internet enough that I would know.
Like, that's what was so cool about Twilight. Like it's just like so consuming for so many people. I know we have Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, but it's like the first time like girls were like really into like being like this fan, and Twitter just came on at that time. And
I mean, like, girls were into
Yeah.
Harry Potter, but like it wasn't like there was Twitter and all that stuff when Harry Potter first started as a book.
The fifth question is, who is your favorite Cullen aside from Edward?
Not me.
Alice?
I liked Alice a lot, but then the movie Alice, I didn't like her that much.
I
Yeah.
like Ashley Grey. She was cool.
But she wasn't as Alice.
Alice-y, yeah. She wasn't like cute and funny and like always talking.
Yeah.
She was like had her lines and that was it. But in the movies,
Are you a zombie?
meh.
But I really like Carlisle. Carlisle's so interesting. He's like 600 years old and he's a doctor.
He bores me sometimes.
Well, he's
Yeah.
600 years old.
The book's Alice.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
with you there.
I don't know. I liked the girls, Alice and Rosalie. I liked Rosalie in the second half of the
I
series.
feel like Esme is just so boring and everything.
The sixth question. What is your favorite song out of the soundtrack or your favorite soundtrack?
I would leave every
day
waiting for you.
Darling, don't be afraid. I will love you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. Start off really low.
Guys, remember the end of Breaking Dawn Part 2 in the movie theater when we were just singing and crying that
Yeah.
song? Kai doesn't remember because she didn't go.
You did, that's right. You didn't get to experience that. I'm
It
so
was
sorry.
so emotional. Like,
I heard about it all the next day.
Olivia wasn't even crying. She doesn't even cry.
I went to the premiere, so it was way worse.
No.
It was at the Nokia Theater, and there was like 10,000, I don't know how many people, 5,000 people in the whole stadium. And everyone was just standing up and singing and crying, and we were all really mad at the director for doing that thing in the movie, but then we were all, it was crazy.
It was just so fun to be in that atmosphere when like that whole fight was going down and like everyone was gasping and crying and screaming, and then afterward like the United I was flipping all of the shits. Like you can go back and watch my Breaking Dawn
That was
movie
awesome.
review. Like I was just like when Carlisle's head it's like this, I'm like
Bawling.
no, me too. I was like, Olivia was like, no!
And then Jasper, and then Seth.
What were we talking about? We
We're on
didn't
the
even say
songs. The soundtracks were a big thing. Did
They
you
were
get the
really good.
soundtracks?
Not a real Twihard.
I wasn't into the movies as much. I never really got into the fandom.
Well, We'll list our favorites.
I liked End Tapes a lot. I like Brave from the Eclipse soundtrack. I liked Supermassive Black Hole.
Oh, yeah.
I loved so many of them that I don't know the names of, but if I heard them, I love the Passion Pit song from Breaking Dawn.
I love the White Demon Love song.
I like that one too. Adelaide Heart.
Twilight Heart.
Oh, the What Possibilities.
Slicky Lee. And
Classic.
then Turning Page. I have to say Turning Page.
I like that one too.
I don't know any of these songs.
Flightless Bird, American Mouth. Come on.
Yeah.
You have to know that
That's
one.
classic Twilight.
That's the
They
one.
put it back on the Breaking Dawn because it's
That's-
classic Twilight.
That's the one that
When
Kristen.
they're dancing at the end of
I
Twilight.
recognize it if I heard it.
Na,
Twilight.
na, na,
I'm not into
No.
soundtracks.
na, 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 na,
Four
na,
coins, all of the snow.
You
white.
doesn't matter if you're into soundtracks or not. You're into the Twilight soundtracks.
People still say that was like a legitimate thing. Like,
Yeah, no, that's
they
the only
were
thing
the
that were
cool
actually
things.
good from Twilight. The soundtracks, like everyone agreed that they were good.
Number 7. How often do you watch a Twilight movie? Lately, not
Not once
often.
in a while. If I catch it on TV.
Well, lately, often. We just watched
We
two
did-
last
we
night.
did- we just watched 2 last night.
Well, 1.5.
But I hadn't watched a Twilight movie for like since part 1 came out on DVD. That was the last time I watched it.
I've only seen each movie once or twice.
Kat doesn't watch enough movies.
Although you have seen Star Wars and she hasn't.
But that's like just one thing that I haven't seen.
Okay, I counted when I was a freshman in high school and Twilight came out on DVD. Like I've said this before in my conventions video, I watched it every single night. I watched it every single night for over a year.
That's so
So that's almost 400 times.
Question 10.
That's not the most embarrassing
She has
thing.
other stuff.
I have other stuff. How many times have you seen it?
I don't know. I saw it a lot of times. Like
Yeah.
I
It's probably
saw
the most
it
memorable.
twice in theaters, and then I got the DVD, watched it myself, then I watched it with my roommates, then I watched it with the commentary, then I watched it with the commentary from Imprint, which was really fun, and then I watched it with the commentary. I think Kylie and Cassie from Twilight Series Theories did it one too, and I watched it with theirs too. Would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf? Definitely vampire.
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 That's such an easy thing. Like,
It
who wants to
is.
turn into a wolf and have everyone hear their thoughts?
Those are the weird Team Jacob people.
Like, I guess they don't want to go through those 3 days of hell on earth either.
You get over that. You go through the 3 days of hell and then you get to be a vampire forever.
And you don't have to sleep, so this would be great for us.
Yeah, we could do so much stuff. Like,
I'll
you
get so much
stuff
done. I don't go outside anyway.
You don't get sick.
And we sparkle.
Yeah, and like the thing with the vampires from Twilight is like you only sparkle outside, you don't zap or die. So there's really no downside to being a vampire, and there's no weaknesses unless they set you on
They're
fire.
highly flammable.
Number 9. What vampire power would you want?
Teleportation.
Is that not a thing in the Twilight world?
Well, it's just because they haven't had that power, but I like to go places, so maybe it would be mine.
You have super speed. You can run anywhere you want.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't need to fly.
I mean, I've always wanted mind control.
You guys are gonna be some scary ass vampires.
Hey, the Vampire Diaries have mind control.
They have that here. It's called dazzling.
Everything about me invites you in.
I'm a predator.
I think I would want Jasper's power. Make everyone happy. I wouldn't want Alice's power.
No, me either.
I wouldn't want Jane's power.
Me either.
I would
Just
mind
sucky
Jane's power.
That's just a mean power. There's like nothing to it except meanness.
I could work with it.
You're so
Evil.
I like the kid, the Irish kid who can control the weather.
That's interesting, but also
Storm.
not as cool as mine.
Yours is not a real power. Maybe fire.
Yeah.
That's evil. That just kills us.
I could fix our heater. What are you talking about?
Or you could have heater
It
powers.
could be helpful.
Why not just be a heater?
Do that.
Vampires don't feel cold or hot. So you would be like a
Or
werewolf.
my
Like
my
you would-
power could be shape shifting.
They can't. They're hard.
You can't tell me what I can do. I'm a shape shifter. Yeah, I want to be a vampire with shape shifting abilities.
So you would be one of those like Dracula vampires that would shapeshift into a bat.
Except not a bat. I
Except
don't
she'd
like
be a
bats.
bat because you can only choose bat.
I don't want to shape
No!
into a unicorn.
I can be whatever I want to be.
Okay, next question.
Number 10. The most embarrassing thing you did because of Twilight.
I think the most embarrassing thing I did was my room when I was a sophomore in college. Like, so I got my dorm room and it was literally like plastered because this is when all the Edward stuff has already been out. Like, there's billions of posters. So this huge New Moon poster, I had one of those magazines with like 12 pictures of Rob's face. And it was just like all over the wall. Like, you walk into my room, I'm a 19-year-old girl. Like, in college. In college. My roommate cat, not this cat, and my other roommate cat brought up a bunch of boys and like they were just like sitting talking to us and they're like.
The most embarrassing thing that I did is probably my tattoo of Edward Cullen.
That's a lie.
No.
Don't try to out Edward us.
It's a lie! I got a tattoo of Jacob.
I had 2 sets of the Twilight books. And that was a little embarrassing because I talked about how I had 2 sets of them.
There's a video all about my embarrassing things I did because of Twilight.
Yeah, I think Natasha had cardboard cutouts of like all of them. That was funny. Then you dance with.
There was posters on my walls that I would put lipstick on and then I would just like kiss it. It wasn't Taylor, it was all Edward, Robert. And there's kiss marks on his cheeks. I forgot to show this in my video. I actually did a podcast for my Twilight.
Let me tell you about this.
Yeah, I did it was like my first experience with like online things and it was actually really good. It was called Twiners United and it's still on iTunes and I had a really fun time doing it. We do it every single weekend. And
like with who?
they're like all the friends I met at like conventions and stuff.
Watch her video.
Here we go. I'll link it down below. Number 11, written down at the bottom. What is the part in the book and in the movie that made you cry?
Well, definitely January, February, March. That was like the first time I read those. I also cried in Breaking Dawn a lot. I cried when they were battling. I cried at the end. I cried when they got their wedding, I think. I cried a lot.
I cried the most in New Moon when Edward left. And I actually cried a lot when like they found each other again after like the Montepulciano.
I was just like, thank God.
I was like, they're together again.
See, I'm not a book crier or a movie crier.
Yeah. You have to feel the feels.
No,
She's a
I'm
robot.
heartless.
Feeling the feels is the best.
No, there's no book parts that
I cried in
were
Breaking
sad enough for me to cry. Like even when Edward
January, February, March.
That's
was not
I knew he was gonna come back. It was the beginning of the book.
My 14-year-old little heart didn't
matter.
know.
I had 2 more
We didn't know how long he was gonna be gone.
And he was gone the entire book, which was
Like, I
horrible.
couldn't even be separate from Edward for a second. Like a page. I was like, where's Edward?
I'm pretty sure I spoiled myself. And I like flipped to the back and saw Edward's name and was like, okay.
Oh, I
I
kept
think I
flipping
did
until
that
I saw
too.
his name because
Yeah.
I needed to know.
I needed to know too, and I was like, I have to read this entire book before he comes back.
That wasn't like that sad.
Yes, it was.
Okay, it was.
It was heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking.
If you
If
were
you were a
like
Twihard like us,
you would know.
you would know that that was devastating.
Yeah.
Every time I flip those stupid pages, I'm like,
Name all the movies from your favorite to least favorites.
favorite is Breaking Dawn Part 2, then Eclipse, then Breaking Dawn Part 1, then New Moon, then Twilight.
Really?
Yeah.
Twilight, Breaking Dawn Part 2, Breaking Dawn Part 1, New Moon, and Eclipse is my least favorite.
Wow, weird.
Eclipse, Breaking Dawn 2, Breaking Dawn 1, Twilight, New Moon.
Wow, we're all different.
What are your favorite to least favorite Twilight movies? This is the end of the Twilight tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to do the tag, we tag all of you guys to do it. Share your Twihardness with us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not included in this.
Yes, you are. We were all Twihards together. This is a long time ago for us.
I listened to lots of podcasts.
Yeah, I did too. We will see you all in the future. Keep calm, fangirl on.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Move over.
I can't fall off the bed.
Shut up.
What is that?
It's Twitter.
What is it? Like the werewolf. My favorite is Emmett.
Should I shut him down?
Oh my gosh.
Let me see if I can touch your head.
Okay.
Hold on. I want to touch it.
Or like you guys are choosing.
Yeah. Stop. Christine and I have very similar experiences, yet we were 4 years apart.
Natasha definitely had more merch and did more things.
Because I was here. Last one. Name all movies from my favorite. Okay.
Earthbound.